Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and God bless. How's everyone doing tonight? Deputy Sheriff number one. Hello, PG and chat. Hello, Deputy Sheriff. How are you tonight, sweetie? Judy number two. Hey, PG and family. Much love. I'm the first tonight. Yes. Uh, I think you're number two, Judy. And Deputy Sheriff beat you by probably a split second. God bless. God bless, sweetie. He says, hello, PG and family. Much love. I'm second. Yay. Yeah, you figured it out. Yeah, that's true. That is so true, Deputy Sheriff. Quinton was the coolest little guy in Georgia. Absolutely. He was amazing, right? Just amazing little feller. Tammy, number three. Hello, PG and fam. Much love. Much love to you, girl. Much love to you. And Flora. Fonda. I think the name's Fonda. And says, hey, P chat. Hey to you. Hey to you. There's Sugar Cookie. Oh, that is so sweet. Hello, hello. Much love and prayers. Much love and prayers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Curse with curiosity. How you doing tonight, sweetie? How are you doing tonight? How is everyone doing? Odd. I'm not left up at the top tonight. I actually am making it to the bottom. Hello, PG and everyone. I was like 7 tonight. That's a lucky number. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, beautiful lady. How you doing, Pamela? He says, hello, beautiful lady. Justice for all children. We love them all. We are all family. Amen. Absolutely. God bless. Hello, Patty. How you doing tonight, sweetie? She says, hello, PG. Prayers. Much, much love. God bless. Nope. It's a little late, but hey, we're all here, right? We're here. God put us in here. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, a lot going on. First off, tonight I want to start with Cher. And how, why I don't know, but definitely, she's been. I think I suspected her of, I suspected her of making, shit up, like the one letter, some lady supposedly wrote her, and remember the people that went to over into another country to pick cotton. Yeah, right. Um, and then she turns around and there was some other suspicious bullshit she posted also. Anything. Share is like anything for the click, likes, and views, right? But anyhow, she got busted this time, right? Because Danny's family come out and said, we didn't write you. We didn't write that, right? How would they know any business about Cher's dad when nobody else knew about Cher's dad until recently, right? I mean, how in the hell was they supposed to know it? So Cher, you kind of got busted when you beat you beat up Billy Joe, you really beat up Leilani, then you beat up yourself. And, to try to make it authentic. But when you beat up yourself, you got to say things that people know, not that they don't know, because then they know it's you, right? That's pretty much what happened and what I'm about to show you. Here is what the family has sent Cher. I am sure you have heard that Leilani was arrested for killing my little cousin. This is what, let me see here. Yeah, this particular statement right here, this letter, is not by any of Danny's family. This is Cher. This is Cher sending herself a statement. We've all seen it. We've all heard it. I am sure you have heard that Leilani was arrested for killing my little cousin. I hope you will be publicly apologizing to my cousin Daniel. You ran your mouth slandering my cousin when he was never a suspect. Danny was a suspect, absolutely, probably still is, and done turned evidence. The first to talk, the first to walk, right? He probably got immunity. Never from day one. You stood up blaming everyone but the piece of shit family who neglected and abused Quinton, including Billy Joe. Yes, she will be charged with neglect. We have confirmation of that. CPS is finalizing the report, which will be sent to LE for prosecution. You abandoned and neglected your children. You left them to be abused, so I never once expected a piece of shit like you to be the voice of the victim. Your own father murdered a child. How fucking sick you and your family is. Yeah, I truly believe that Cher wrote this herself. Absolutely. I do believe that. And that's what Danny's family's saying. They're saying that no one in that family wrote this and that Cher's a fucking liar. And also they're saying how in the hell was they supposed to know, her dad did that shit. I mean, nobody else knew it out here either till she told it recently, right? Till she come out with it. So, I mean, from what I heard before, that her dad was in there for, you know, doing something bad to her or something. Not, burning up a woman and a child in a house fire, right? So, and if indeed he went to jail, then he obviously intentionally did it, right? I mean, they'll send you to jail for an accident. Cigarette falls in the couch, house catches on fire. The house catches on fire accidentally somehow. Nobody goes to prison if someone ends up getting burned up in there, right? So, only way you go to prison is if it's intentional. There you go. So, that's had to be some intentional shit, right? Right there. Right here. Whoever wrote that hangs out in your YouTube. This is from Danny's family. Your YouTube live, especially when they know about your father. Just keep in mind, none of my family or Daniel's friends will reach out, email, comment, or talk to you. There you go. Justice for Quinton Simon, and True Crime Community. So, yep, Cher wrote that herself. It came from Cher and Cher alone. This bitch writes herself, right? That's crazy shit. Leilani Simon, Danny Youngkin, just the babysitter. Discussions. Nobody wants to discuss the babysitter, right? Cher's upcoming. Look at this picture. I'm not so, don't personally, it looks like a nail salon to me. It's supposed to be a rehab. I don't know. Maybe a massage parlor. I'm not so sure that, Leilani was in any type of rehab. I don't know what the hell that place is back there. But, Um, who knows, right? Who knows? All I see is a hallway. It could be anything. And Billy Joe looking all distraught, right? Leilani looks happy, but Billy Joe looks all distraught. And he's like, say cheese for the camera. And this ain't no time to be saying cheese, Billy Joe said. This is time for me to, you know, put on my act, right? She's playing it out well, I can say. Billy Joe knows her ass could be in trouble as well, right? I repeat, Leilani isn't in that house. She has not been there in over 48 hours and will not be there. And she put AD, but she meant as long as y'all are out there. Or am I still a liar? Well, you admitted you were, because you said, am I still? Right? And I guess a snake sheds its skin, but it's still a snake. So yeah, I reckon so. I mean, if you admit you was a liar before, you probably still are, right? That's my motto. And she spells Leilani's name wrong, right? She spells it right here. Look at this. I repeat, L-I-E, L-I-E, L-A-N-I. She's got Leilani. And that's how you spell Leilani's name correctly, right? And if you go back here and look in this letter, they spelled Leilani's name wrong up here, L-A-I. So I just proved to you also that Cher does not know how to spell Leilani's name. Now I'm calling her Leilani. But anyway, yeah, she doesn't know how to spell her name, right? She fucks it up. And the person that wrote that letter, that she tried to lie and say it was the family to get her click like, no, it was her. Her grammar sucks and everything else, right? I mean, she got busted. Fucking busted, Cher. Quit writing to your fucking self. This shit right here is a no. That's a no. Shouldn't be doing it. Because when you do shit like that, this right here pops up. The real people saying you're a piece of shit and a liar. Right? But you don't care because no shame on your face. Right? No shame on your face because you ain't nothing but one big ball of shame any damn way. Just pack it on like snow. Right? You just end up being that big shit ball that you are. No shame, no embarrassment, no nothing. Most people, most folks don't like to have shitty shame all over their face, but it don't bother Cher. She's used to it, right? She's used to it. I don't think you can shame that bitch. To be perfectly honest with you. But it is what it is. It's Cher, right? Yeah, she's a big shitball. Absolutely. And she just keeps packing this shit on, right? She just keeps packing that shit on all the time. Doing stupid things like that, getting caught. Hell, the bitch don't even blush from all her dirtiness, right? When she gets busted, she don't even blush. Like, you don't even see that embarrassment look on her. I mean, she has no shame. No shame. People that have no shame are, people who don't have no shame, they're fucking dangerous, right? They're fucking dangerous human beings. I don't like people like that. Yep. I don't even want people like that in my presence. I have a fucking enough knives in my back. I don't need any more, right? Gotta take a few out to get more in. It's just bullshit. I don't like people like Cher. They dirty motherfuckers. And you got that right, Lisa Lee. Absolutely. Yes. Um, yes, there is people looking into that. There's people looking into that, to see if indeed it's truth. You know, I'm not sure because I know I thought I heard Cher say her dad did bad shit to her and went to jail, and then now it's this, right? I freaking killed two people in a house fire, a mother and child. So I don't know. I don't know how. It's pretty bad when you lie on your own parents, right? I mean, one of them has to be a lie because she said something else before, and now she's saying this. So I don't know the truth. Yeah, she is doing a lot of stupid stuff, mainly always, standing up and protecting the vigilantes, right? She's always Cher doesn't know how. Cher doesn't know how to take care of the victims. She's not a victim's advocate. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That bitch works for the devil, not God. She don't work for the righteous side of anything. Absolutely not. Hey, Peppy Longstockings, I appreciate that, sweetie. I got a super sticker. Yeah. Amen. God bless, hon. God bless. I absolutely grateful. I so appreciate your support for this channel. Absolutely. Girl, you just help keep these babies going here. You help keep them going, and I so appreciate that. This channel definitely costs us money to run, and I am so grateful for everything and anything that people donate and give to help keep it afloat and going for these babies. So amen. Thank you. I appreciate that, hon. I absolutely appreciate it. Oh, I appreciate that flip flop. He says, Peppy Longstockings, much love. Absolutely. God bless. She said, God bless you. How sweet was that? That was beautiful. Exactly, Judy. Send proof that your dad undid that, right? I mean, Cher lies so much, we need receipts, right? We need receipts. Yeah, exactly. That is true. She does. She puts her daddy stuff out here, on YouTube, and it is cringeworthy. That's the honest truth. Yeah, we all feel bad for the kids, right? She left her kids in a bad situation that they had to eventually get out on their own, right? She run her ass out of it, but she couldn't take her children. I mean, hell no. Hell no. You know, a real mother, if it's bad enough, she'll get the kids out. She'll get the kids out and stay, right? You get those damn kids out first. That's what a real mom does. She makes sure her kids are protected above and beyond all. Yeah. Flip flop, that is hilarious. She said, shut up, scare. Oh shit, girl, that was hilarious. I like that. Oh shit. There is no reason she can't have her minor child with her. Absolutely. Absolutely. She could have took her, you know, if that dick over in Canada wanted her, then he needed to want the kids as well, right? Because a real mother wouldn't have went without her children. She wouldn't have went without him, right? If he wanted her ass, he would have had to took, you know, when you take when you take a woman that has children, you're taking a package, right? You're taking a package. It's a package deal. That's just the way it is. It's a package deal. You don't fucking like it, then leave it, right? That's what she should have told that bastard. You don't like it, then leave it. I ain't coming. Nobody's coming, right? I mean, you know, but I can't blame her old man. What's his name? Mark. His name Mark. I don't know what his name is. I think it's Mark. But anyway, you can't blame him. You know, you can't blame him. She's the one that left her kids behind, right? Yeah, it's not Mark. What is it? Do you know what it is, hon? It's not Mark. I thought it was Mark. Yeah, it is Mark. That's what I thought. Yeah. But anyway, not that I give a damn. I don't really care. Yeah. That's more like it. Prairie dog. Just dog. Period. Right? Um, yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, she's the one who left her kids behind, right? They were her kids, not his. My lady said she didn't want me because I had 3 kids and they belonged to her too. Definitely sure. I like your old lady. I absolutely like your old lady. about time. About time the women start turning that table. Oh shit. Yeah, that was funny. What? She reminded them if they lied, Santa dies. Oh shit. Santa dies. Oh gosh. Yeah, she fucking killed him with her lies. That is hilarious. He's the ugliest man I ever seen. Save the bees. I said he's the ugliest man you ever seen. That's funny ass shit. Oh God. Wisconsin mama said, never would I leave mine behind. They're mine. Amen. Absolutely. Yeah, that is true. She will always be an active user. I agree. Absolutely agree. Hey, share your channel. We all know what that is. I say I love Save the Bees. Absolutely. That is that is funny. That is absolutely funny. I raised my kids alone. All 3 went to college. Amen, girl. Hallelujah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Absolutely. And any mother can do it. Any mother can do it. It's just, just be persistent. You know, is you build your kids up, not tear them down. I see so many parents, say tearing their children down. I don't even know why. I'm just like, whoa, I don't understand it because, people, you know, you are, you become, all the things that has been instilled within your mind, body, and soul, right? That's what you become. And if you instill, if you instill all the good things within a child and build them up, then they'll have all the things they need to be productive and move forward in life. But if you sit there and you beat them down, kids believe what you say, right? They believe what you say because you're the one that's supposed to love them the most. You're the one supposed to care about them the most. I tell my kids, man, you think it, you can do it. Reach for the stars, right? Reach for the stars, rope the moon. Just do it. There ain't nothing scarier than, an unlived life. You got to live it. Yeah. Who does that? That's what I'm saying, Wisconsin Mama. Who does that? I don't even know. That's crazy. And how are you doing tonight? How you doing tonight? Always L8 says, hey, everyone. Much love to you, girl. Absolutely, much love to you. Yeah, it was. Absolutely was, Judy. It was pure bullshit. I mean, to call your kids up and, to prove a point, no. We all know what you did. You're sitting, we don't need to talk to your kids. Your ass is sitting in Canada with some man, and you have been for forever and a fucking day. You abandoned your children, right? Your kids been sitting somewhere else. They ain't been sitting with you. That's called abandonment, right? That's what I'm talking about. And Santa Claus. If they don't tell the truth, Santa Claus is going to die. I'm sorry, Cher, but your fucking bad breath probably ran Santa off years ago, right? Your damn bad breath ran him off. If he knew you was gone, he probably went back and visited. But hell, your kids probably thought he was dead anyway. They wasn't getting nothing. They're in a bad situation. Mommy ran off and left them in an abusive situation where, hell, what did they get? Abused, right? That's what they got for Christmas. Abused. Same thing the Wells kids got. Right? A lot of other children out there. That's a new slogan, scare we don't care. That is hilarious, girl. That is some funny shit right there. Yes, I did. Where did it go? Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. I believe, yes, I did see PG. See the news of Don and Candace being defendants on the case for that reward money. Yes, I did. And I think they should. I personally, if Summer was my child, if she was my child, I would walk in that court and tell them that money legally belongs to my daughter, right? It legally belongs to my daughter, Summer Moon Utah Wells. It wasn't given to anyone else. It was given to her. It was given to her for her reward fund. Same thing. It wasn't given to a reward fund. It was given to Summer for her reward fund, meaning that legally that money belongs to Summer. No one else. It belongs to their daughter, Summer. And it don't belong to this advocate place that's, and that advocate place had no problem stepping up trying to steal Summer's reward fund money, right? Oh, court system, we're going to petition and ask for this money to be given to us, right? I know. What the fuck did you do for Summer and their brothers? Nothing. When did you ever advocate for anybody in that family up there at all? Not ever. So why the fuck are you entitled to Summer's reward fund, right? Her money. What makes you entitled to the money that is legally belongs to Summer? Nothing. Other than the fact that you think people are ignorant and that you can just swoop in there and fucking steal it out from underneath the child. Well, you know what? I hope Don and Candace Wells gets an attorney in there, and that attorney speaks up and tells them the truth. This money belongs to the Wells daughter. No one else. It was given to her for her reward fund. Given to her for her reward fund. It was not given to a reward fund. It was given to Summer for a reward, right? So therefore, that makes it legally Summer's money. And if I was the Wells, I'd go in there and say, that's my daughter's money. It is not getting given to them. What is getting where it's going to go is back into that damn award fund for my daughter. Right? That's what I would be saying. You get that money right the hell back out here and you get it where it needs to be, right? It was put together for Summer, not anyone else, for Summer. That's Summer's money. And it was posted up as a reward for them to find her, right? It was posted up. Her money was posted up as a reward fund for information that leads to someone finding her. Actually, that's why they're searching for Monkey, is because someone was after the reward fund. Believe it or not, a year and a half later, someone is looking at that reward money and got brave enough to step up and talk so they could try to get it, right? There you go. And it's a possibility they might end up finding Monkey. So, point being is, reward funds work. They do work because it will let people talk. And I think that's why Hawkins County is trying to take Summer's reward from underneath her, is because I think that, something shady's going on down there. They're trying to protect someone or something, because they're trying to pull that reward fund. The one thing they know that, people, like I said, at the beginning, a lot of people are afraid to talk, but as time goes on, and that money sitting there that they could get, they get in a hard way, and they can go talk and get that money, they will go do it, right? They'll go do it. And I think Hawkins County knows as time goes, that reward fund, the reward fund is more attractive because people, you get over fear. You get over fear after a while. And, and time. And you also don't have to, you don't have to tell your name or anything. You just have to give their information that leads to wherever she is. And then you get the money. So what I'm saying is, once things calm down, people are able to pull themselves together and the fear kind of leaves them. And I think that's what happened in Monkey's case as well. People start calling in if there's a reward fund there that they can, get their hands on. And I think Hawkins County wants to take her reward fund because whatever went down, I don't think they want anyone knowing about, right? Or maybe they just got to hear up their ass as so many people, blew up Summer's case and got involved and worked them a little bit that, they want to get rid of her reward fund so they don't have to worry about getting work no more, right? I don't know. But I'm telling you, something shady as hell about it, because Monkey's reward fund didn't go nowhere. Matter of fact, I didn't ever hear of a kid's rewards fund being taken out from underneath them before they're found, and especially while their case is still, 100% active, right? If the case is 100% active, then that damn reward fund should still be active as well. So and like I said, that's not the state's money. That's not the state's money to be putting their grubby hands on. That's Summer's money. That money was put together for Summer to be put up as a reward fund. Legally, that money belongs to Summer Moon Utah Wells. And Don and Candace can keep them from taking it if they got the right lawyer. Absolutely. So I wouldn't let them do it. I wouldn't let them do it. And I'm highly pissed about it, as you can tell. She called her baby's daddy too, huh? And he said technically in the dictionary standards. I bet he did, right? That guy should be on his knees counting his fucking blessings he got rid of that ugly sack of shit, right? I mean, it couldn't have got out of there fast enough for most men. Wow, really, Jinkies? I didn't know that. The word on the street is they use some of that money already. Oh, they better not. If I was Don and Candace, I'd go up in the air over that one. I would go up in the air over that one. Absolutely. They need. If I was Don and Candace, I'd tell them that is my daughter's money, and you fuckers ain't taking it. You're not taking it. And anybody that donated to it, like I'm going to tell you right now, I'd want my share back. And that's the truth. Before I let it go to an advocate place that I know did not advocate for Summer Moon Utah Wells nor her brothers ever, I'd want my money refunded. Please refund the money, right? Judge would get a letter stating, I so and so gave this much, donated this much, and I would like it returned, right? So that I can redonate it to Summer Moon Utah Wells Reward Fund, getting up a new one for her that you can't touch, you pieces of trash, right? Because I gave this money to her, not you or anyone else. This was not given to a reward fund. This was given to Summer Moon Utah Wells for a reward fund, meaning that this is Summer's money that you think you have a right to be handing away to someone else, right? And that's all a lawyer has to say to make sure that money does not get handed over and it gets back into a reward fund for Summer. None of them had any rights to take her money away from her. Absolutely, positively not. $40,000. We the people donated up $40,000 to Summer Moon Utah Wells. I agreed to put up another 500. And Cam said he put up 500 when he was over here arguing with me, right? Cam said he would give 500. And there's other creators who said they would give 500 as well, right? And this particular gentleman I've been talking to, he said that he's putting up 2,000 if she's found, right? So there you go. That's another $2,500 towards Summer's reward fund. Absolutely not. They did not have any rights touching any of her money. Absolutely. Not a damn penny of it. Not one red freaking nickel, right? And if I was a judge, I'd say, why is this case even coming before me? This is that child's money. It was put up for a reward fund, but it belongs to her. It was given to her to be put up for a reward fund. That is truth. And in a reward fund, it goes back. And, her case is still active. It's still active. And that reward fund should be active as well. I hope that, the judge isn't the one that, I hope it ain't the same judge that, gave Ronnie Lawson's son 1 year after he got sentenced 20. I hope that this judge is, a God-fearing man. I hope he's worried. I hope this judge is more worried about his soul than somebody liking him or disliking him, right? I hope he's more worried about what God thinks than what humans think. And I hope he does the right thing for this baby. And I hope the Wells does the right thing for their daughter. I mean, so far they ain't done shit for her. Please do this. Please do this, right? Save her reward fund. If you really didn't fucking do anything, then step up for your damn daughter and save her reward fund. Right? Do that. Do that for her, Donald. Do that, motherfucker. Or I'll be knocking on your door talking to you personally. Right? I'll come knock on your fucking door and talk to you personally about why you're not fucking stepping up for your daughter's reward fund, Donald Wells. And that's the truth. I'm not afraid to come up on 110 Ben Hill Road. Hell no. Hell no, I'm not. I ain't afraid of you or fucking Candace, and you know it. Neither one of you dogs. You need to get off your ass, and you need to start stepping up for your missing daughter. That needs to be found. That's what you need to do. That's not the state's money. That's your daughter's money. People talk when there's a reward fund there, whether you want to believe it or not. It's a known fact. It just happened in the monkey case. Make sure that you tell the fucking judge that as well. A little boy came up missing in Idaho, right? And a whole damn yard's being dug up. And possibly a lead. Someone's been arrested because a year and a half later, they thought about the reward fund, decided they want it, and they called in and gave information that's led to all of this. Now, a year and a half later, you fuckers are trying to take my daughter's reward fund that could get someone to step up and tell it's news about her as well. But you want to try to steal it out from underneath her, and it's her money. It belonged, people gave it to Summer. They gave it to Summer to be put up for a reward fund. But it's legally my daughter's money. It wasn't given, to a reward fund. It was given to Summer as a reward fund. There's a big damn difference. And your court likes the word shit so that they can steal away little children's money. I will go to the fucking every news station in Tennessee and we'll all talk about this. That's what Don and Candace Wells needs to tell the court system, right? And do everything they can to get it changed if indeed they take their daughter's money away from her. Make sure that doesn't ever happen again, right? Especially to a place that's done nothing. How long do you advocate for a missing child? Exactly, however long it takes for that child to be found. Absolutely. And the rewards fund should be there for that duration as well, right? It should be there for that duration as well. That's what I'm talking about. Up there in Idaho, that law enforcement said that monkey has a reward fund and it will not ever, ever run out until he's found. Ever. No one will be taking it. And they held to that promise. Right? No one's took that little boy's money. And I'm going to tell you, there's some dirty shit going on in Tennessee. Those motherfuckers down there, let me tell you something, them are some greedy bastards. Right? Those are some greedy people there. Money ain't the root of all evil. Greed is. It's mine, all mine. Oh my goodness, this is mine. You can't have none. No. Right there. That's the fucking evilness. Right? Damn person running all up and down the street. with whatever it is in their hand, refusing to share, right? Fucking Scrooge McDucks. And not only do they have all of that, but they want more, right? And then that one person quacking like a damn duck, hollering my mine up and down the road, they come and think you should share with them. You got a fucking cake, they think you should give them, the biggest piece, right? The biggest piece when they wouldn't give you a fucking crumb. Dirtbags. Absolute dirtbags. And those people down there called themselves advocates. They were not advocating for any fucking body. They failed Summer. They failed the Wells boys. They probably failed tons of other children too, right? Because they're just shit fucking agencies. And why the hell we want to give them anything? I ain't giving a shit ass fucking agency. Our tax dollars pays them motherfuckers. So why do they need kids' reward fund? Why do they take some little baby's reward fund? That's disgusting. And shame on that freaking place that's asking for them to give up her fund to them. That's disgusting as well. Don and Candace should go to court and take a picture of that fucker person, right? Show everybody in the world what an asshole looks like. That's what I'm talking about. A greedy fucking assholes. Yes. Well, she's deemed incompetent right now. For right now. But a lot of people get deemed incompetent for a little while, right? For a little while and then but the minute the psychologist says that they're competent to stand trial, and also the prosecuting side will ask for when the prosecuting side will always ask for a second opinion, and they'll get it. They'll get a second opinion about her mental status and capacity. And if you have when she's reevaluated by a new psychologist, and that psychologist says she is competent, then they'll now you've got an issue, but they'll bring in a third one to break the tie, right? And if two say that she's competent, then the one that said she wasn't will be ruled out and she'll have to stand trial. Because that's the way shit works. And that child program stepped up and done asked for it. I mean, I don't know how you ask for a missing babies. I don't know how you ask for Summer Moon Utah Wells, money. It's her money to be put up for a reward fund in her name. So it was her money. It was just put into a reward fund for her. Right? It's her money. It's not their money. The money was not given to a reward fund. It was given to Summer Moon Utah Wells to build up a reward fund. That's why it's legally her money, and Don and Candace can walk in there and make sure that they keep it that way, because that's not the state's money, that's her money, right? And if Don and Candace need it, if they need everybody's signature to state that they handed that money to Summer for her reward fund, I'm sure people will sign and let the judge know, yes, we gave it to Summer for a reward fund. Right? And we don't think it's right that they want to take it away from her. I'm sure everyone will sign that up. The guy that took the reward, the guy that was overseer of Summer's reward fund, he's the one that turned it over to the court. He was the asshole that turned it over to the court, right? Because really, Tiffany Marie, and people like Tiffany Marie was the very reason that all of this, that he did that. Because she tried to say that she showed a fake check. Tiffany Marie was one of a few that lied about donating to Summer's reward fund, and then acting like the person that was overseer was embezzling the money, when indeed the money didn't ever come through, because it was all fake shit. And so that's half the reason. Yes, the Churchill rescue, that's half the reason that they turned it over to the court system. It's because of people doing shit like that, right? People donating and then wanting the money back, or either showing false checks or shutting down their bank account so they didn't have to pay it, and things like that. That is all the things that buck up something wonderful in this life. If you're going to give, please give. If you're going to give it. Don't lie about it. If you're going to do it, do it. That ain't something to play with. That is, it's like the people on the corner holding the signs, I will work for food. You don't ever ask them to work. You just give them some money to get some food, right? Well, you don't go back later and say, can I have my fucking money back? You don't do that. You don't hand them, you don't hand them a fucking rubber check. You don't pull up and just, hand them a fucking rubber check, right? That they can't ever cash. You don't show them a check and say, hey, I gave this to you last week. What did you do with it? No. Tiffany Marie did. All because of Molly. All because of Molly. Tiffany Marie felt that Molly was more important than Summer Wells, and keeping Summer Wells reward fund pure, pure, white, and beautiful, right? The way that little baby was. She didn't want to keep the reward fund as innocent as Summer was. Yeah, fraud. Exactly, fucking fraud. And, when you go and you put your fucking shit streaks across something like that, people don't want to deal with it, right? People don't want to deal with it. And that's why it ended up in a court system. That's why it ended up in a court system. So, think people like Tiffany that love to lie their fucking asses off about, doing things that they didn't do. Yeah, it doesn't matter if she did or didn't now. Absolutely. Doesn't matter a bit, but she went and fucked up everything. You're right. I mean, nobody cares if she did or she didn't. Nobody cared. What I'm saying is, you don't have to lie to kick it. If she didn't have the money, if she did not have the money to help with the reward fund, then she should have just said, I don't got the money, right? She should have said, listen, Molly, everybody isn't as lucky as you to have, you know, to have money like you got. Everybody ain't as lucky as you to have, 2 incomes coming into your household, or at least, a man with a really decent job coming into the household. Everybody ain't as lucky as you, right? I mean, yeah, she could have donated $10. She should have said, look, because, like some people's $10, is like another person's 1,000, right? What I'm saying is, if you've got $100 and someone else has got $1,000, of course they can afford to give more, right? Actually, you're giving more than they'll ever give because you don't have very much to give with, but you're still giving. So, anything's better than nothing, right? And there's a story in the Bible. There's a story in the Bible, and I know a lot of people don't like to, hear about the Bible. But it'll be a quick second here. There's a story in the Bible where these people all came and they was given money, right? And an old lady walked up and she only put a couple little coins in there, right? And somebody told Jesus, said, we've all give so much, and look at her. She just gave a couple little coins. He said she gave more than all of you because she just gave everything she had. Right? There you go. There you go, Tiffany. Sometimes, you don't have to, act big and everything. Just tell the truth. I gave everything I could. I couldn't afford anymore. I've got bills, and I'm not as lucky as Molly. I don't have all the money coming in that she does, right? And people would have respected you for that. They would have respected you for that. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have to fucking lie to kick it. People like just who you are. They like, and if they don't like who you really are, then man, you don't have no business being around them anyway, right? If they don't like, ain't going to accept you for the person you really are, the good, truth telling, 100% honest, upright human being, then shake the dust off your fucking feet and move on. Everybody ain't going to like you, right? Everybody ain't going to like you in this life. You're always going to have them haters. So, but don't fucking lie to try to impress or, get at someone else, because all you end up doing is end up getting at yourself. Right? What I'm saying is, the devil led Tiffany to do what she did and then flipped the fucking table, and he came back to bite her on the ass, right? That's what the devil does. He's a deceitful fucking human being. Devours everybody he may. You think because you're doing evil, he likes you? Hell no. He don't like you. If he liked you, if he liked you, he'd tell you where you're going, right? To hell right with him, and you shouldn't be sinning. He don't like you. The devil don't like nobody. He don't even like himself. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, exactly. Exactly. A lot of people are willing to give, their last dollar, even if it means, they do without. Absolutely. I think we've all done it. I think we've all at some point, you know, we've all, helped people. We've all took our last and helped people, and probably people that didn't even deserve it, right? People that didn't even deserve it. People that didn't give a damn how much we needed it. They just took it because, they could. Because they could. There's people out there that will use and abuse you. I know. And I know that love will get you. And that love doesn't just get you as in, a relationship. Like, some boyfriend or, a husband or no. It gets you, love gets you in every aspect of life. Your family, you love your family, they'll be the first to screw you. Right? You love your neighbors, they be the first to turn on you. Right? What I'm saying is that love will get you. That's why the Bible says guard your heart, right? Guard your heart. It's okay to care about people, but watch your ass while you're doing it. Know who to help and who not to. Learn to distinguish between, the people that really need help and the fucking users. Learn who you need a kick in the fucking ass and who you need a pat on the back, right? That's what you got to learn to do. Yes, I believe she did peas in a pod. Some of the money was hers from my understanding. Some of the money was hers, but yes, there was a lot of people that donated as well. And she didn't give any of it to the reward fund. So, it was what it was. Absolutely. But anyway, I wanted to go over, I wanted to let everybody know the DNA came back on Quinton. DNA came back on Quinton today. Amen. They got it back positive. It's sad that it was. I mean, I know we all love to hold the hope that, the little guy was still alive, maybe somewhere. But absolutely not. They found the bag. They found the very bag he was in. From my understandings, they found the bag that he was in. And it absolutely was Quinton's remains. So that was, what I'm saying is real now, right? It's real. Yeah, Robin. I absolutely, um it's hard, right? It's hard to wrap your head around something like that. It really is. It's hard to, it's a hard pill to swallow, right? Hard pill to swallow when a child has gone out of this world. There's enough children. We lose enough children to childhood diseases, hit by cars, drowning in pools, right? Accidents. We lose enough children to absolute accidents. But to lose them, to lose them at the hands of a fucking asshole that voluntarily committed an evil act like this, that's a whole different ball game, right? That's a whole different ball game. What mother could do what that bitch done? I don't know. I don't know. There is some evil fucking humans in this world. Evil. I'm going to tell you now, you kill a child, you could do anything. You could do anything. You're a fucking monster. You are a monster if you could kill a child. You are not safe around any human if you could kill a child. You're sick. Something ain't fucking right in your head. If you could even be mean to a child, if you could be a bastard to a child, like an asshole, you're a piece of shit. Children are a gift from God, and they should be treated like one. Right? That's how I feel. There is no call to be ugly to anyone, especially a child. I don't know what's wrong with this world. I don't know why people, have the devil in them like they do. I don't know. Come around me, I beat the fucking devil out of you, right? Don't come around me with an attitude. I don't put up with that shit. I slap Satan right the fuck on out the house, right? He ain't welcome. I think Billy Joe didn't know how to whoop Satan's ass and get it out of her household, right? She had no idea. I don't think Billy Joe would know evil if she saw it, because she's busy being that way herself, right? She's busy being that way herself. We've seen how she went and attacked the babysitter, called the babysitter all kinds of names, mean as hell to that woman. And that woman only done good to her. And that ain't even that woman's grandson. But she had a vigil for him. She's done more for that baby than Billy Joe's done herself, right? So of course I wouldn't expect Billy Joe to know when she sees Satan. She's too busy, being an advocate for him as well. Right? Absolutely, Wisconsin mama. And it's possibly her daughter's going to end up with getting the death sentence. And what this woman, all she's hoping is, that she gets right with God before that happens, right? Wow. A lot of compassion there, Billy Joe, right? You got a lot of compassion for your daughter. I know your daughter did something wicked. I know she did something evil. She's 22 years old. She's 22 years old. She was raised with you. You were a mother. A mother that left her a lot, right? For other people to take care of, for other people to raise. Your daughter never had a stable home. She didn't have the people to no hand to guide her, to love her, to care about her, to raise her up righteously. So who should they really be putting in it? If she gets lethal injection, the death penalty, who should really be taking it, Billy Joe? Her or you? Because it seems like your evil is what caused her evilness. So who's really at fault for all of this? That's my question. Right? That's my question. If Billy Joe wants to know how I feel about it all, that's how I feel. When you get pregnant with your first child, you're pregnant early on. I mean, don't bullshit nobody. You pretty much know that you're pregnant. I mean, your time didn't come. What do you think? It was a miracle? You done went through the change of life at fucking 17, 18, 19, 20? I don't think so. You know what's up. If you ain't ready to give everything up, to sit that ass down and raise them children righteously, then I suggest, you be making plans. You make plans to either not have it, or you make plans to give it up. And not to your family, so you can keep coming around and call yourself mommy. But give it up to a real mom and fucking dad, right? People that really want that child really will raise it as their own and give it the life that you couldn't. That's what you need to do. Yes, evil is as evil does. Exactly. She wasn't there for her kids nor grandbabies. Absolutely. She wasn't. Billy Joe has always been selfish, self centered, self seeking. It was all about Billy Joe and what Billy Joe wanted, right? It was all about her. She didn't take care of her first kids, and she wasn't willing to sit down and take care of her grandbabies as well. You know, she wanted everybody else. She was wanting everybody else to raise her grandbabies, just like she had everybody else raising her kids. The babysitter, the kid's mom, which was Leilani, right? She didn't care who watched them, just so she could go do what she needed to do, right? Keep everything, her flow of everything coming in. And like I said, on on the police reports, on the police reports and her eviction notice, she had Quinton and his brother's names as wanting them out of the house as well, right? We all seen it. We all seen it. So don't fucking sit there and act like you know. Act like you were some great fucking grandma, because you weren't. You were not Granny of the Year. Trust me. You were no fucking Granny of the Year. Absolutely not. Absolutely butterfly kisses. Everyone show PG some love and hit the thumbs up button. Absolutely. You hit that thumbs up button to show the support for these children. When you hit that like button and all of those likes go up, I truly believe they reach heaven. I really do. And I think it allows God to know how much we love these kids. And we really need this channel to keep moving for them, right? So please, absolutely hit that like button. But yeah, um, yeah, it's possibility to reduce her child support payments. I don't think so. You know, it could be. I'm not going to argue with you, hon. You may be right. I'm not. I don't know reasoning behind what she done, but I do know this. I do know she asked another girl, a girl she was staying with, if she wanted to kill her child. And she was going to help this girl do it if the girl wanted to. And the girl got scared of her. Said, "What? What are you talking about?" And the girl actually, didn't really want her around her or her children anymore because, her saying that. I think that I think that Leilani really had been thinking for a while what it would be like to do some evil shit like that. And I think she did it. I think she got a chance and maybe she done it. Right? It might have been something her and Danny had talked about. He did write songs about it, right? Sung songs on it. I heard him. Maybe him and her, did it. Maybe that's something they had talked about, thought about, and then eventually just done. I don't know. Sounds like it to me. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't think it was an accident. Hell no. I think it was definitely premeditated. I really do. Malice intent means you had a thought that you carried out. That's what it means. You had a thought that you carried out. Oh, girl. Hey, God bless. I got $5. Thank you, PG, for your honesty. Hey, I appreciate you for helping the channel here. God bless. Absolutely. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. God bless. I love that little kid there. That's a beautiful little kid in that avatar, right? Looks like little Summer. That looks like little Summer in that avatar. God bless. I definitely appreciate you supporting this channel. Good night, Robin. Good night, sweetie. She said you're very welcome, PG. God bless, hon. God bless. Much love. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it means. It means a thought that you had that you carried out. Absolutely. An evil thought. She said it's a wee chubby version. She's 20 months. Oh, God bless. She's the same age as little Quinton. She's the same age as little Quinton. Yeah, she does. She looks so much like little Summer. She's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, beautiful sunflower. Absolutely. I so appreciate that. I got super chat. Yes. Appreciate you, PG. Much love. Hey, girl, I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. God bless. Absolutely. I am so grateful. God bless. Yeah, absolutely. I think she knew too, Kat. I think she knew as well. Absolutely. I'm sure she did. You know, I'm sure I'm absolutely sure she did. I had a new subscriber. She says new subscriber. Billy Joe could have honest from the get. No, Billy Joe hasn't been honest from the get. That is absolutely true. Don't tell me she didn't know. She knew. She knew exactly. She knew exactly what she was raising. She knew exactly how dangerous her daughter could be. Um, as we seen, Leilani posted on her Facebook, right? I brought it up. I pulled it upon panel one night where her accusation, her statement, where she said on her Facebook, and this was Leilani's Facebook, she said, can't even play with my kids, that they ain't coming in acting like something's wrong, right? So that tells me that they knew not to trust her, right? They kept an eye. They were like, afraid. So yes. And then now Billy Joe wants to talk a bunch of a whole different ball game of smack, right?
The following was released moments ago by the FBI.
I wanted to let everybody know, I'm going to play for you, that this was absolutely released by the feds to let you know that yes, the remains were absolutely, the remains belong to little Quinton. So I'm going to let you hear it for yourself.
The following was released moments ago by the FBI. FBI Atlanta confirms partial remains of Quinton Simon recovered. The FBI Laboratory Division has confirmed through DNA analysis the bones found in the Superior landfill are those of missing 20-month-old Quinton Simon. Chatham County authorities have charged Simon's mother, Leilani Simon, with murder and other related offenses. On Monday, November 28, authorities officially ceased operations at the landfill and began removing command post facilities from El Scottsdale Park. The FBI is thankful for the partnership with Chief Jeff Headley and the entire Chatham County Police Department. A monumental team effort was put forth by everyone involved in bringing closure to this horrific situation. The 5-week search.
Horrific. They said horrific situation, right? That means it was horrifying. What they seen, what they went through. Total horror story. Absolutely. You know, when that trial starts, we're going to learn everything, right? We're going to learn it all.
Search to find Quinton would not have been successful without the dedicated service of several groups. The FBI and Chatham County PD would like to offer their sincere thanks to the following: the management and workers at Waste Management Superior Landfill. This situation was thrust upon them, and the waste management team was extremely cooperative and offered their equipment, time, and expertise throughout the search. The forensic anthropologists from Georgia Southern University who were on site every day verifying any potential human finds. The experts from Team Adam and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children who provided invaluable technical insights. The agents, officers, and deputies from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, and the Georgia Department of Natural Resources who all devoted their time to participate in the landfill search. Quinton Simon's case and the legal proceedings against his mother are now in the hands of the Chatham County District Attorney's Office. Any further questions should be directed to District Attorney Shaylina Cook Jones.
There you go. She's definitely getting prosecuted, right? Everything's in the hands of the prosecutors there now. Everything. So that ball's going to start rolling, hopefully like a snowball in hell, right? Real fast. Real fast. And I want to show everybody Billy Joe, Grandma's statements, right? I want to show everybody Grandma's statements. She says, hey, Nana's love, hey. Someone said to me that if Leilani gets the death penalty, I pray she has salvation and repents because maybe God thinks it's time for her to be a mom. Well, that's one way of looking at it, Billy Joe. You know, your grandson, you know, definitely is in heaven, right? So what you're saying is, if she gets lethal injection, she gets herself right, and she gets the death penalty. At least she'll be going to where her son's at to be a real mom. Well, that's about the fucking mind frame of a evil human, right? A very uneducated one. Oh, well, be as evil as you fucking want, and a shit fucking mom on earth. And if you know, everything don't work out well and you end up in prison, hopefully you find God so you can be the mom in heaven that you wasn't able to do on earth. Really? Are you fucking kidding me? How about this, Billy Joe? How about you should have straightened that ass up and been a good mom and a fucking role model as a mom and a grandmother, a real grandmother, bake the fucking cookies, stay at home, and, you know, wash clothes, clean the house, love and chase after your grandbabies. Right? And you probably would have had a good mother for your grandchildren, right? And you want to talk about, you weren't one. But all of a sudden you want your daughter to be one. You have to get the death penalty to become one because you got out of jail and you still wasn't a good one. Nor were you a good grandma. Right? So on your deathbed is when you decide to get right with God and think you're going to get into heaven to be a good parent? Are you out of your fucking mind? What the hell is wrong with people? You know, God don't like premeditation as well. You think he doesn't know that you think that you can do evil as long as you want and then, at any point try to seek him? He don't want you then. Why would he want somebody that, that could have came to him and decided not to because they wanted to keep doing evilness? Right? Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I want to do everything that I want to do and live my life the way I want to live it. And hell, when I'm get close to death, I just say a couple Hail Marys or a prayer and be gone to heaven. It don't work that way. Right? It don't work that way. If you are out there messing up in this life and you haven't had a chance to get right with God or you really don't know anything about it, then yes, at some point, God probably is going to call you. But when you rightfully know about God and you're just not going to him so you can keep doing your bad and you just think that when you're done with your bad, your fucking evilness, that he's going to take you in, you are so wrong. And I'm going to be the first one to sit there and tell you, because I'm going to tell you the Bible says it's better to not know and done than to do and to know and did. It is better to not known and done than to know and do it. You know, and you're still doing it, and you think that you can get right from that, you're wrong. So you better freaking get, that's the problem with people. They don't know the Bible, right? They think they do. They think they do. God is beautiful and he is merciful. But God also don't take no crap. And he don't like premeditation no more than the laws on the land do, right? There's stiffer penalties for that. I don't know what people's thinking. I really don't. I don't even, that statement right there is just, it's like the dumbest statement I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely positively dumb. And for a mother, for a mother to think that, her daughter's just going to get right with God and be the mom she should have been in heaven now. That's crazy. If indeed Leilani was my daughter in this trouble right now, and someone said something like that to me, I would be like, what the hell are you talking about? Right? What are you talking about? Are you fucking crazy? I wouldn't want to see my child get a death penalty. Regardless of what they do. Damn, where is your fucking heart? Where's your heart? You gonna let somebody, say something? You're that girl's mother, and you still fucking don't know how to be one. You're just fucking sad. You're fucking sad. You're so busy trying to appease Chers and appease all the people out here in the world. Why don't you learn to fucking appease yourself and your daughter? Why don't you learn how to freaking be a real mom for once. Quit putting on a damn show, right? You shouldn't care what people out here think. You are that girl's mother. Why don't you get some ass and stand the fuck up? That's what I'm asking. Why don't you do that? That's exactly why that girl's in the jailhouse right now. She had no one. She didn't. That's the truth. I don't agree with what she did to Quinton. Absolutely not. I don't. But I don't think she would have done it had she had a real mom in her life. Somebody that really loved her, that taught her how to love other people, how to be a good person. Stay the hell away from fucking drugs and assholes that take them, right? I think this woman didn't try to raise a good daughter. She's too busy being like her daughter, too busy partying with her daughter to raise a good child. That's the problem. Leilani was actually raised by her aunt until she was 9. She was raised by an aunt until she was 9 years old, not her grandmother, but her aunt. Because Billy Joe was too busy being Billy Joe, right? Well, you know, this is a sad situation, right? This mother can't even be for her daughter in her darkest hour. Kat, you got to open it up and let me see you, hon. I'm sorry, I can't see you. It's so dark. I think she clicked herself off. I'm sorry, Kat. I couldn't see you, hon. Yeah. So I don't know. But we're gonna see what else she has to say, okay? It was hard and very confusing, she says. Okay, Kat, I'm bringing you up, love. How you doing, Kat?
I'm good. Sorry, I was sitting out on my balcony.
And yeah, it was
dark.
awful dark wherever you was, sweetie.
I was sitting out here earlier, much earlier, watching the fireworks at Magic Kingdom in Orlando.
Oh,
so
wow!
I only live about 8 miles from there. So
you lucky lady.
Oh, well, the good thing is I don't live amongst any of the tourists, which is even more fantastic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But I am a new subscriber, and I have to tell you, this whole story just breaks my heart.
It did. It does.
I mean,
I agree.
So I was adopted at I'm 61 years old. So I was adopted back in 1961, and my birth mother was 15 years old.
Wow.
And
a child having a child.
Well, I have to tell you that I had an amazing life. I had
Amen.
amazing adoptive parents that were more than most people could ever ask for. And when I hear these kind of stories, I often wonder where I would be if I wouldn't have been adopted. Now, not only was I adopted, but I was actually bought in the black market. Because back at that point in time, yes, there was adoptions, but most young girls that got pregnant, it was kind of taboo. you know,
Right.
so they had to send him away and figure out what to do. So anyway, I just can't imagine for the life of me doing anything that would take a child's life. Anything.
No, I couldn't either, but
I
you know,
and it looks like it in my eyes, it appears as though it's like a vicious circle. I mean, didn't Billy Joe have her children taken off of her?
yeah,
I
hers.
mean, that chick was
Um,
a prostitute, a drug addict.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even know what else. But and then I heard something where she said that she didn't harbor Lilani. Like, since this all came out, she hasn't harbored her. Well, what in the heck
You know, that's what I'm
was her
saying.
daughter doing living there still?
You know, the thing is she says, I'm not harboring my daughter, and in this, I'm not, protecting my that's your daughter, bitch. I
Bullshit.
wouldn't care what anybody thinks. What I'm saying is that right there shows she does not have mother instincts, because no matter what your daughter did in this life, you're still going to love your daughter. You're still going to stand there and hold on to your daughter, and you're going to pray to God that everything's going to be okay, right? I mean, what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying is that love for your children, the real love is blind. Real love is blind, and Billy Joe is like, more interested in appeasing everyone out here than
yes,
actually sitting down and hanging on to her daughter and saying, look, hun, you know, what I'm saying is Leilani knows that she cannot tell her mother anything, right? She knows that because she ain't never really been a mother to her. Billy Joe, I feel, has been so busy turning on her kids throughout their lives that they can't trust her. They don't trust her.
true.
And she so busy going at them and attacking them that she didn't ever stop to love them, the one thing they needed the most. She just fucking couldn't give it to them. And even now, when her daughter's darkest hours, she still can't give her nothing.
I mean,
I mean, come on, at least let the girl know that you're not alone. I wouldn't have no problem telling people, look, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to stand next to my child through hell or high water. It's my child. You
exactly.
wouldn't do any different. You would
Even
not do any different. And
right.
if you did, then I don't know what to say for you.
I mean, even if they did bad,
Exactly.
even if they did what Lilani is allegedly accused of doing,
Absolutely.
I would stand. And I have two daughters. I mean, they're grown. I mean, I'm old. I say old. I'm 61.
Hey,
And,
girl, I'm going
and
to tell you something. You still a spring chicken.
oh my God, I don't feel like it. But anyway, well, days I feel like it. My brain doesn't feel like I'm 61, but
Absolutely not. You're
there's
only as old as you feel.
there's days my body is feeling a little aged. But I would always stand next to my daughters. But the other side of that coin is I would also stand next to my daughters
Child.
and ask that they be honest.
You know,
And,
as much as it hurts to lose your grandchild in a situation like this, as much as it would tear you apart, as much as it would tear you apart, and I know well about death and how bad it can, how bad it can destroy us when someone we truly love dies,
absolutely.
especially a child. Um, I think we've all, I think we've all lost children that we really loved, right? Like, even if it was a schoolmate when you were a child that you
Right.
really liked that kid, and it ended up, something happening to it, and it just breaks your freaking heart, right? I mean, I think we all know the feeling of loss. But what I'm saying is, you still have to stand next to your child.
Yes.
And so, because, it's scared. It's scared. It made a fucking mistake.
But what
And
is
it's
Billy
afraid.
Joe worried about? Billy Joe is worried about peace in her home.
She's about her image. She's about her image,
and her image. And the fact that she did nothing wrong.
I'd have more fucking respect for that woman. I'd have more respect for her if she would have just said, look, it's my child. It's my child. I don't want to see her a death penalty put on her, right? Right here she says, I do too, but I hope she finds peace with God.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's what I tell people. In your darkest hours, I think we've all been in some dark hours. And I'm going to tell you, we all know when we're in that darkness, who's really there for us, right? And it is God. It is God and Jesus Christ. I have found times when that's all that was there for me, the only thing there for me, and I so thanked them for being there. And I think Leilani might have to go through that too, because she's got a bitch ass mom that don't give a fuck, right?
Yep, I agree. I mean, and regardless of what Billy Joe says or doesn't say, I hope Leilani finds some type of peace with God.
Absolutely.
I
do.
Even though she's done something so horrific or allegedly, and nothing that the vast majority of people could never think of doing. I do that she finds peace with God. And
I hope she also finds someone. I hope she absolutely finds an aunt or some grandmother, somebody. I hope she finds someone that just comes out of the blue to stand by her the way her mother isn't, right?
She has I don't think that poor girl has anyone.
I don't either.
I don't see him. I don't.
And her mother is joining the mass majority against her. She's absolutely joining the mass majority against her own daughter. How the fuck do you do that?
I often wonder what the last, however long it was, 5 weeks, 6 weeks before they determined that was most likely Quinton. I wonder what it was like in that home. Like, I know we saw videos and pictures of her out partying with her mom at Tybee Island. My question is, what kind of shit is that? Like, how can you go out and party with your mom? Or how can your mom go out and party with you? They never put up one flyer. Nothing.
Nope. They didn't.
Nothing.
Absolutely not. Well, my thing is I think Danny talked first and he got immunity. I'm not saying I don't think Danny's innocent. I do not think Danny's innocent by all means. I do not believe he's innocent at all.
I think the guy turned state's evidence and he brought on the Lonnie and hey, I mean, the bottom line is at least the guy was honest.
Yeah.
I am not saying what he did was good, but by any means, but I'm just saying at least the guy thought enough of what he had done.
But I think it's dirty as hell if he indeed had a hand in what happened to Quinton. And he had all of that information of what happened to Quinton. And he indeed was there at the time it happened to Quinton.
I agree.
I think his ass should get just as much time under the jail cell as she's getting. I don't think that any type of deal should have been cut with him
I
whatsoever for any
the
fucking
other
reason.
the other thing that I have a problem with him over is the fact that he left and left
Well, he
his
went to work to get
own
an alibi.
and left his own daughter
Well, yeah, that
with
too.
Lilani and Billy Joe. Now, I'm sorry.
I
You
think that
know,
coward ran to work that morning to get himself an alibi, left her holding the bag, and then fucking turned evidence against her. I promise you that's
yep,
exactly what
yep.
fucking happened.
I think so too. I think so too. It just
You
made,
know,
he is so cute. I'm telling you, at 61 years old, I would have taken that child. And trust me, I have a 12 and 15-year-old granddaughter. I would have traded him for the 15-year-old only because she's at that she's she's just at that awkward age where, oh my goodness, you really have to like have a, a
a lot
good
of patience.
you have to have a lot of patience, and you have to forge a good relationship
Mm-hmm.
with that age. So I have my youngest daughter's 31, and she's a heroin addict.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Now wait. The she was a junior Olympic gymnast from the time she was 7 until she was 17,
Oh, wow. She had it going on.
and decided she wanted to quit because she wanted to go to public school for her senior year to have the
Mm,
public school experience.
right.
So, I mean, it's like, uh,
Against your better judgment, you allowed it.
well, it wasn't against my better judgment because I did not want to allow it. But you really can't. I couldn't force her to do it. I couldn't force her to go into the gym 6 days a week and do her very,
Right.
that was up to her.
Right.
So, yes, my husband and I allowed her to quit, and she ended up getting into drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to tell you, as of now, she is 9 months sober.
Oh,
She is doing very well, and my relation,
amen.
I mean, and look, I never gave up on her,
Absolutely not. Because you know
ever,
why? You love her.
ever.
You love her. You're a real mom.
And
You know,
we
you're going to
look,
fight and do all you can to help your child. Absolutely.
I mean, I had to kick her out because I didn't want that around me. I
Sometimes tough love.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it was totally tough love. And trust me, it wasn't easy for me or my husband.
No. You know,
Like,
and that's what children like that don't understand. We don't understand. It is so much harder on our parents than it ever, we thought we had it hard, being in the mix of all that shit. But you know who really had it hard was those people that really loved, cared about you,
yes.
were on their knees praying for you. The very reason you made it out the other side of it, those were the people that really had it hard.
Well, I have to tell you that nowadays, I mean, actually, really, it's only been for the last 2 or 3 months that her and I have, I mean, I say I'm optimistic for her future because you never know when they could get back into it. I mean,
Right.
that's just the way it is when it comes to drugs.
It
I mean,
is.
she didn't grow up. She grew up actually, as I would say, probably upper middle class, and um, just in the last couple of months, she's really been opening up to me about, you know, I can't believe this is what I did to you. I can't believe that I did this, I did that, I did the other, you know, and I'm very happy for that. I mean, I say I'm happy for that, but at least she's realizing, what she put me and her dad through.
She realizes
And
how much you loved her.
and trust me, uh, I mean, I can't tell you how many tears that I have cried. Like, I should never be able to cry another day in my life for as many tears as I have cried for her. But Jack and I were a mother and a father that truly cared, but couldn't deal with her being in our home anymore. Period. End of story.
True.
And I tell you, she is doing fantastic, and I wish her all the best of luck. And we have our relationship is getting back to where it used to be. Which is I feel like I'm blessed by God, because a lot of people don't get that.
No,
So
they
when I
absolutely don't.
so when I hear of women, like doing what Lilani did, it's like, shit. Being a mom is not hard. Like, being a mom with a 2-year-old is nothing compared to what you can deal with as your children age. And I don't know, it makes me sick to my stomach to think what allegedly Lilani did to Quinton. Like I said, I would have taken him at 61 years old, no questions asked.
You know, you have to, you have to go back to the foundation. You always have to go back to the foundation to figure out how these people, that are so mentally messed up got that way.
It
You
would,
have to,
yeah,
and if you do, you'll find that their foundation was very crumbled, very, very crumbled and destroyed. And, so they really had no foundation to be brought up and built upon anyway, right?
it would be
And
interesting to know what Billy Joe's life was like. I've not heard anything about, like, her childhood years, or her parents, but it looks now didn't at this is weird. So, am I incorrect in thinking that at one point during this case, it showed her mother on some videos? And her,
mm,
I mean, I think
I
her
I
mother.
think I've seen some pictures of
Yes.
someone that looked like a grandma, but I don't think I've seen any videos with the lady in them.
Okay, maybe pictures. So,
Hmm.
where is this lady now?
Billy Joe's pretty old, so she might be dead,
Oh,
or
Billy Joe isn't as old as I am.
Billy Joe might have, Billy Joe might have severed the relationship between her and her mother, with all of her shenanigans and all the things that she did and pulled,
Let me
and
tell you, that chick has some shenanigans.
maybe the mother just,
I'm
felt
thinking
that
that
she
her
doesn't need
mother.
her around.
I'm just thinking her mother said, "This is just way too much for me to
Right,
emotionally handle."
right.
But it does, it does. My mind does think of. I really wonder what kind of life Billy Joe had growing up, because normally it is a vicious circle.
It is. It is until someone breaks it. Someone has to stop and say, look, I'm not going to raise my children the way I was raised. I'm not going to have that hell and that havoc. I'm not going to have all that, all of what has, destroyed me and made me have to work so hard to rebuild and overcome, the tragedy is not going to happen within my household.
Yep.
My children will not ever go through this to have to rebuild herself from all the tragedy that I inflicted upon them. That ain't gonna fucking happen. Not in my household.
Exactly. I mean, I look at Leilani, and that poor young girl has or had 3 babies from 3 men.
Right.
3
Absolutely.
different men. I can say this. My 31-year-old that is an addict that's in recovery has no children. Thank God. My older daughter has 2. I have 2 grandchildren. She was married for many, many years. They ended up divorced, but they are good friends. And I have 2 wonderful grandchildren. But I mean, I don't know. The whole thing just really, it's just really heartbreaking. The whole 10 yards. And I do think that there will be more arrests in this case. I don't care what anybody says. You're right. There may be no other arrests for Quinton's quote alleged murder. But I do think there will be more arrests in the
for child neglect.
Yes. Because
absolutely.
Because she did. Now, the only other thing I can say, and maybe you can give me your insight on this. So, I was thinking, okay, what could Billy Joe say that could get her off on not necessarily watching those kids? Not being there.
Well, I'm going to tell you what her defense is right now, and I already know it because I already heard her screaming it. I didn't leave them alone with Leilani. I left them with my son, my husband, Danny.
And
I left them with adult people and a babysitter that was, instructed to take care of the children every day until I got back to make sure they were at her home at at 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning, and to make sure that, to give Leilani and everyone a break so that, it wouldn't be so strenuous on them to handle the kids a few hours before they went to bed and slept all night.
Okay, but was there a text message or something to the babysitter that said, you don't need to keep the kids all night tonight? I'm gonna give Leilani a chance because I need to try to trust that she'll be a good mom.
Right. That was Billy Joe's decision.
Yep.
Yes, Leilani was wanting the kids, and the mother said, well, it was more than that. The mother said that I am the one that has custody. And I am the one that has final say, and I want them given to Leilani. That's my choice, and I want that done. So give them to her.
See, so that's, to me, that's where the law is going to come in and say, you stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Right. You stupid.
Right.
You messed up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You allowed somebody that you took custody away from to have those children.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the ramifications of that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yep. All right. Well, look, I'm going to let you go, my love. I just subscribed to your channel. I love it. And I will be back.
Oh, I hope so.
Okay.
I absolutely love having you upon panel.
Oh, thank
And
you.
here, you just now, if you're just now joining in with us, we're a beautiful family here, put together by God for Summer Wells, Summer Moon Utah Wells.
I'm not,
And
you know what? I never got involved in, I'll be honest, 100% transparency. I never got involved in any YouTube true crime until Kylie, what was her name? Kylie.
Romney,
Yes.
Kylie Romney, yeah.
Yes. And the only reason that I even got involved in that is because when my mother and father were still on this earth, we owned property in Truckee that was like a summer home. You know, we'd go up there. It wasn't even really a summer home. We'd go up there in the winters to ski and during the summer for fun. And when I saw that, I'm like, wow, Truckee. So I'm from, even though I live in Orlando, I'm from San Francisco. So we would
Oh,
go up there. So that kind of prompted my, you know, and then shortly after that case took hold, um, I got laid off of my job. And so I haven't worked since the 12th of August.
oh
And
wow.
yeah, which is not good, but we're gonna fix it. It's I work in the mortgage
Absolutely.
I work in the mortgage industry, and it's just really hard right now with
Mm-hmm.
the way the market is to uh, to get a decent job. But anyway, so I started watching true crime on YouTube because this sounds crazy, but I'm not a TV watcher. Like I don't have cable. I don't, the only thing I like watching on TV, and this is so cheesy, and that's Hallmark Christmas movies.
Oh yeah, I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
they always turn out like beautiful and wonderful, and it's always the great ending. But you can always
Mm-hmm.
tell what the ending's going to be. But I really like those because they're upbeat. They're
Get you in the
they're
Christmas spirit.
yes, and they're always happy. You know, they
Yes.
always have a good ending to them. But I started watching YouTube, and I think the first the first case that I ever watched from the YouTube community was the Kylie Rodney, and so that kind of got me. Then I watched Dylan Rounds. I mean, there's now been a few of them, so I really appreciate you letting me come up.
Oh,
And
you're
I
welcome
will.
to any time.
I mean, I will definitely be around.
Oh, well,
Definitely.
I appreciate that. We welcome everyone here. And this is actually a we channel, not a me channel. Most YouTube channels you'll find that the creator says this is their panel, their rules, this and that. Here, this is America. The panel was open for all of us, not some of us, but all of us. Um, and we're just one big family. We love one another. We, sometimes we agree to disagree, and
Yes.
at the end of the night, we hug it out. We're back here tomorrow, right?
Yep. Well,
That's
and
the
you know
way it
what?
is.
I try to be. I mean, I a lot has to do with my age, but I'm super. I try to be super respectful. You know, and to be on a channel where you can agree to disagree. That's definitely a good thing. I'm not one to bash anybody because sometimes when you hear somebody else's ideas or thoughts or their mind process on the situation, it definitely can get your mind working and see other elements of what could or might be going on.
Right.
And
Well, in this YouTube community, you're going to find out that you're going to find out they're is a lot of bashing because you have a lot going on out here. You've got creators that do everything for the click, likes, and views. They they don't care. They use the child's name, but they don't really care about the child, and that's hard for us who do love these children
Oh,
to
I agree
to put up
100%.
with.
I I have listened to some channels that I'm like, nope, not for me.
Right. And there's some of them that they'll even bring innocent children in it. We are a community of missing children, and abuse and violence, right? And then
Right.
there's some of them that'll show a not missing child. um you know s- they'll bring in a live not missing child upon panel and in their descriptions and so forth, and that don't work for us either,
Nope.
because that child, what I'm saying is, we're looking for missing kids. We don't want any more to come up that way. um so that's something that we'll be bashing. That, matter of fact, we just did recently. And it's just, you have to. And then you have the ones like Cher, that's for, she's always protecting and destroying a child's case, because she wants to get, she knows the child is missing, so she can't do anything in that aspect, to get her click, likes, and views. So what she does is she befriends the suspects and the fucking criminals to get her click, likes, and views. And and then what happens is she totally destroys the child's case, because now when the parents are wanting to talk, she tells them to be quiet and what to say, what not to say, leads them,
Okay,
and
I have to tell you something. So I saw a video of her recently,
mm-hmm.
and I'm going to tell you what, I didn't even like the aura around her.
Oh yeah, they look like they're sitting
No,
in a hell cell over there,
no,
right?
I didn't.
Couple freaking demons.
I personally would never subscribe to that channel, and
Mm,
it wasn't necessarily, well, maybe it was. It was some of the stuff she said, but it was more like, well, I know more than you know, but I can't tell you.
right.
And you know, I mean, they're my
And
friends. They're my friends. They're your
Emery,
friends. You don't even fucking know them.
exactly. And I'll tell you another thing. She's a fucking liar. Like, she knew so much more about the wells, right? No, she didn't know shit. Absolutely fucking not nothing, right? She knew nothing. I
Yeah.
mean, they played her to the fullest. Let me tell
No.
you something about criminals, like Leilani's family, like the Wells family, about these criminals. And I know criminals very well. Trust me, I know criminals very damn well. And
That doesn't sound good.
yeah, and I can guarantee you that these criminals are not stupid enough to give fucking Cher anything credible to use against them. Hell to the no. These people use her, because what they do is, when they get in with her, and she's protecting them, and basically they're feeding her lines and lines and lines of bullshit, which she's feeding her viewers lines and lines and lines of bullshit, right?
Right.
And basically what happens is, the she's taken her viewers to the cleaners, and the person like the Wells and like Leilani's family is using her platform to take those viewers to the cleaners as well, to get all they can get out of them as well, right?
Well, the one thing I
And
thought
that's
was
and that's what they do.
the one thing that I thought was so, like, incredibly, like, mind blowing to me, to be honest, is the fact that she had Billy Joe's, like, I don't know if it was her PayPal or whatever kind of accounts you guys use for super chats or whatnot, that she had like Billy Joe's up there. And I'm like, wait a minute, why would you give money to Billy Joe? Like, what does Billy Joe need your help for?
Exactly.
It's all about the child, not about Billy Joe's finances. I don't know. I just got a bad aura when it came to her, and I'm like, no, nope. Oh, and then I read something else just by somebody that posted it, that she had her channel pay for her teeth.
Oh, she did.
And I'm
That's
like,
truth.
what the fuck is that about?
and,
What?
and Benny Keys put in $20, and he wanted a couple of her teeth to pay. He said he wanted his money back, even if he had to take them in a couple of the teeth.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
So
I was just like, you're having a YouTube channel pay for your teeth? Hello? Like, what happened to dental insurance?
You don't even know. I mean, they are
No, I
people that
don't.
put up wish list. They put up a wish list, and they want you to buy their, not only them, but their family gifts. And they really expect you to do that for like
Okay, that was
Christmas.
another thing. So I think the one live, and it wasn't even a live because it was after it was live that I watched it, that she put up Billy Joe's Amazon wish list.
Right. Exactly.
And it had, now this is what I really was very like perplexed about. And that is, why does Billy Joe need kids' toys?
Right.
Like, this grandmother could put, at the time, I don't think they had found Quinton, but at this time, it's like, what? Why would she even do that? Like, these people potentially have a grandson that's in the landfill,
Right.
but put up an Amazon wish list
Exactly.
for children's toys.
And cash apps and Venmos and anything and everything else that they could possibly put up to get, to get these, um you know basically suckers out there to donate to, right? And
I mean,
it's true.
I'm not the smartest bulb on the
One
board,
creator didn't
but
only have her own wish list, she had Jody Sue's, which is a lady in Summer Wells case. And, and Jody Sue gets money coming in. She's got a son was working, bringing money in. And she's, what I'd like to know is who the hell, who the hell is giving all of us a wish list? Who the hell's putting up all of us a wish list for somebody to buy something off of, right?
exactly.
Nobody. So why not? What makes them think? I mean, what I'm saying is we all have to buy our own freaking Christmas gifts this year for not just our family, but for distant family, as in, the little aunt that, doesn't get much and stuff, that you go visit all the time and
Right.
help out and so forth. So you got, you've got enough. We know how expensive Christmas is, right?
Right.
And we know how hard it is to, get things together. Me personally, I promise you, I start in July. I start in July buying little things here and there because I know I can't afford a lot. I can't afford a lot. I mean, my kids don't get, say, my kids decided, say they decided they want a game machine, a new game machine's coming out or something. Then what we do is the money that would have been on those little gifts. We wanted a computer. Me and my children wanted a computer.
Right.
So what we did is in July we started saving back money. They even saved their piggy banks. We all went in on it at Christmas, and that was our one and our only gift was a computer. But we were ecstatic, and we were so thankful for it.
That's kind of what we do. I mean, I don't.
That's exactly what we do.
My husband and I, when he owned his own business, we used to go all out for Christmas, but what a waste of money. I'm sorry to say that. But number one and foremost, that really isn't what Christmas is about.
No, it's Jesus' birthday, not ours.
And the second thing is like this Christmas, my youngest granddaughter wants a Switch, and it's like $350. So my daughter and Chad and I and my husband are going in to get her that. That's like probably the only thing we'll get her. I mean, I might get her like some stocking stuffers or, maybe a
Right.
little bit of clothes or something. I don't know. And my oldest granddaughter, shoot, I can't even buy for a 15-year-old. Like that chick wants just clothes. So I'm going to go this is not a very personable Christmas gift, but I'm going to give her like a Visa gift card. And we're going to spend a whole day together after Christmas going out shopping and to lunch.
You know what I did last
But,
year after Christmas?
oh my God, that's the time to go, my love.
I
That's
tell
the
you what I
time to
did.
go.
I knew my daughter was going to be needing a new coat this year. What I did is I got after Christmas when the coats were like 75, 80% off.
Right.
I went in and I got her a real pretty coat and I have it hidden away. And that's what she's getting for Christmas this year.
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
That's what I do.
It was so funny. I was talking to a friend of mine today. And I said, I think it's really like kind of ironic that people buy all these gifts before Christmas when if you wait till the week after Christmas, you can get everything at 75% off. I think I'm
listen to
just
this.
I think I'm just gonna start Christmas, like
I actually ordered her boots. I ordered her a pair of boots and I got them for $17. Beautiful. Like them little Ugg boots.
right.
I got her those little cute boots and I got them for $17
See?
on sale. Yeah, and I put those in a box and so she got a new coat. She's got her boots for Christmas. My boys, I just got them, like games that are on sale for you can catch them on sale, at different places for $10, $15. I mean, these are $40, $50 games. You can catch them on sale though. And
I'm not much into
so
games,
I just got them because they love gaming. So I just got them, a couple games. And I mean, they're not going to get a whole lot this year, but you know what? I did what I could. I did what I could.
Look, Christmas isn't about the gifts. In my
No,
mind,
absolutely.
in my mind, it's
When
more
my
about
husband passed away, I'm going to tell you what, me and my kids, we had no Christmas. We went to, I tell you how bad it was. We went to McDonald's for Christmas. That we were out, and thank God we found a McDonald's that was open on Christmas.
Oh.
And that because we had no money for big Christmas dinners or anything like that.
Right.
We actually went and we was handing them change. It's not a lie. It was so embarrassing. But we had to do what we had to do, and it was okay. They said, "Mom, don't cry. It's okay."
You know what?
And I felt like shit. I did. And I would not ask no one for anything. My kids were so They were so beautiful. They're like, it ain't our birthday anyway, Mom.
You know what?
And, you
It's
know,
about memories in my
yeah,
eyes. It's more about the memories. In fact, one year, what I did for my granddaughters is, and I didn't spend a lot of money doing it, I bought them activities to do. So, like, I bought them um, a paint class, I bought them a ceramic class so that throughout the year, my daughter could take them to activities like once a month and they could do something special. And
right.
it allotted time for my daughter and her children. And they were very happy with it. I mean, I have to be honest, there were years when the girls were young when, gosh, Jack and I would spend, I don't even want to say, like, over $10,000 on Christmas. I could remember one year we bought our oldest daughter a pottery wheel, a professional pottery wheel.
Wow.
I mean,
That's nice.
well, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
What the hell was what the hell was I thinking? Like, I mean, really. I mean, now the older I get, it's to me it's just about family and making memories. So
amen.
I don't know that I told you this, but even though I live close to Disney, my daughter works at Disney. So, you know what? Just a day at Disney, laughing, eating, now granted, Disney isn't cheap, but when you don't have to pay to get in, it's not that bad.
I tell you, um,
So,
when we finally thought, we finally thought we was going to be back on our feet, we was going to have this big Christmas dinner. Um, believe it or not, I don't know if the oven went off or if I forgot to turn it. I don't know. All I know is a few hours later, the oven was off and the turkey was not cooked.
oh no.
My kids said, "Well, it's back to McDonald's."
Hey, I have to tell you, there's been several Christmases that I have taken my youngest daughter to Disney just for the day. I mean, we don't buy each other gifts. Her and I and Jack will just go to Disney, spend the day laughing, having a good time, and making forever memories. And to me, that's more what it's about than how much money you put out.
I'm
So,
going to tell you you know how hard it is to find a McDonald's open on Christmas? Like, I promise, I didn't think I was ever going to find anything open that year. That was the truth. It was the truth. And you know what? Right when I was about to give up,
you found a McDonald's.
no, my son seen my son seen this car go flying the other direction from us. Um, we were headed south. The car was headed north, and my son seen it fly by us. And the woman had a big old McDonald cup she was drinking from.
Oh, so he said, Mom.
and and I was getting ready to just give up. I promise I was ready to just pull in the first parking lot and bawl my eyes out. I'm not lying. And he seen that car go flying by. And he said, "No, don't give up now. Keep going."
There's a McDonald's up ahead, Mom.
There was. I thought that a lot of people wash out McDonald cups and stuff and reuse them. So I
Right,
figured that's probably what was going on with her. But I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to break down on my kids.
right,
So
right.
I said, okay, I guess we could, go a little further. And so I did. And yeah, I absolutely ran into one. So,
Oh,
you
that was
know,
good.
but that I won't ever forget. I won't ever forget my son looking out that window and watching that lady's car. I mean, it was it
I don't.
was a moment to behold, right?
I mean, I'm not spending a lot on Christmas, but think again, McDonald. Now, look, I'll be honest. I'm not saying I could do McDonald's. Now, maybe I could do like I don't really drink soda, but I could do a Coke and maybe some French fries.
Right.
But 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 as far as like the big family meals and all, to me, I mean, we used to do that in the past. No, I'm over that now. I'm too old to cook. I don't want to cook.
We had very little money, so all we got was a sack of we got a sack of cheeseburgers and 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 some small fries. They didn't get no drinks because we couldn't afford that. So
That's okay.
it was
Hey,
bad. It was really
again,
bad.
you know what? It really, your kids will be more enthralled in the memories and the laughs and the laughter and the love of Christmas than how much you spend. I mean, I look back on what we used to spend and I'm just like, what a bunch of fools we were. What a bunch of fools we were.
You know, I
So
wasn't ever lucky enough to come from, I came from a very poor family. I mean, at Christmas time, we got one gift, and that was usually something we could wear because we needed clothes, right? We didn't get like toys and things like that. I always wanted a doll baby, didn't ever get one. Um, and plus, I was told, I didn't need a damn doll. Um, but anyway,
well, I
you
have to
know,
tell you,
so it
I
was hard. It was hard, and so
I can remember
I
one.
don't know what it's like to have, I don't know anything about what it's like to have those big Christmases that people talk about. It must be beautiful, but
I
me and my
look,
children, we know nothing about that.
we did have beautiful Christmases, and I mean, God, I look back and I can remember one time that we sent. It's before my our youngest daughter was born. We sent our oldest daughter to Ohio to her grandparents, who they would come down to Florida, or they'd come. We used to live in Georgia. They'd come to Georgia for Christmas and then come to Florida for the winter.
Oh, that's
They
beautiful.
they were like what's called snowbirds.
Right.
And so we sent her up to Ohio to drive down to Florida with her grandparents. I'm going to tell you what a fool we were. Not only did we get brand new carpeting throughout the whole house, but we redid her whole bedroom, new furniture. I mean, I even went all out and got brand new satin hangers for her clothes. Now, I look back at that and I'm like, I was so stupid because you know what? I can't even sit here and tell you that she was extremely appreciative of it.
Right.
I mean, she remembers it, but no, I no, I won't do that anymore.
Right.
Nope. I'd rather take, I'd rather take Jack and I and my daughter and the girl's dad and the girls and my youngest daughter to Disney for the day and just, make some everlasting memories.
That's awesome.
So, all right. Well, look, I'm going to let you go, sweetie. I loved being on your panel. I will
Well, God bless.
definitely, I will definitely be back. God bless you. And justice for Quinton.
Amen. God bless you. Much love.
Thank you, sweetie. Bye bye.
Bye bye. She was a nice lady. Very nice. Okay. I do but I hope she finds peace with God. This is, Nana's love. Nana's love. Good old Billy Joe, right? Good old Billy Joe. And see this picture? Cher posted, right? Cher posted a picture. And what she don't show you is on the other side of Danny. That's Leilani, Danny. And he's got his arm around someone else, right? That's Billy Joe. Billy Joe is in that picture. I don't give a damn what they say. That's Billy Joe in that picture. Show the whole fucking picture there, Cher, because that's definitely Billy Joe in it. They was all hugging up as a threesome, right? All hugging up as a fucking threesome. There you go. So, I don't care what Billy Joe says, she's no better than she really wants people out of her house, right? When you want people out of your house, you don't ever let them in, right? I mean, there you go. You just don't let them in. That way you don't have to worry about getting them out. Oh, that is so sweet. My aunt was hinting me to have her baby shower, and I was unemployed back then. But we pulled something together for her with like $50, and it turned out to be so fun. And remember Abel 20 years ago. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Baby showers, it don't take a lot to have a baby shower. I mean, basically there's a lot of games and stuff you can play that with stuff you have right there in the house, right? I mean, measuring tape, everybody guess, how round her belly is, right? You go around their back, just the measurement. There's always, if it's going to be a boy or a girl, right? And they get to guess, they get to guess that they the first, the little ice cube game where they have to, first one to get the little baby out of the ice cube, wins, right? You stick the little babies in the ice tray, and it's a little something they can take home, a memorabilia, right? And it don't cost a lot at all. And you're right, and you get a gift, and everybody brings gifts. So, it isn't that much. And it's not really about that. It's about having the people around you to celebrate, you know, the fact that, you're bringing a life into the world, right? That's what it's mostly about. It's not about all the gifts and everything anyway. It's about knowing that you have support around you in a time of need. And that's what's great about baby showers, about birthday parties, about all of that. You don't have to spend a lot to have a good time. Absolutely not. I have had I have had bitter birthday parties when I was broke and had to bake a cake, right? Than when I actually had enough to buy a store bought one, right? Might not have been as pretty as the store bought one, but you know what? It was a lot more fun because I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe because, God seen how much work you put into it, and he let it go all for the best because he knew that you needed that. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I believe that it's absolutely Billy Joe in the picture. Oh, I better get this down so you guys can see, so I can see. Secrets. Well, no, I don't know what she said, but he left 2 days later. He left 2 days after this picture was taken. 2 days, and they looked all chummy then, right? They all looked pretty chummy then. So, absolutely. And I thought Danny was grandma for a minute the way his hair was, but I guess not. So he left on 10/8. He took off on 10/8. Which was so 2 days before that. 2 days before that would have been he left right after Quinton came up missing. Because Quinton came up missing on the 5th. So on the 8th, he took off. He only stayed 2 days after Quinton came up missing. He got the hell out of there, right? He wasn't about to hang out. He was different. She was asked, about Danny, what she thought of him. He was different. He thought flipping boogers for 15 an hour was good. Well, it is if you study working, anything's good if it's bringing in money to help, raise your kids and stuff, right? I mean, actually, him and Leilani both working, that's $30 an hour, right? $30 an hour, Billy Joe. If they knew how to spend it and wasn't doing, the drugs and everything, they would have been able to afford a pretty nice roof over their head, clothes on their backs, and food in their mouths, and able to take care of those children. Absolutely. All I've learned, y'all, and I'm still learning about things I had no idea. What did you learn? Not to trust people, not to, not to, when someone gives you a responsibility, make sure that you take it, seriously. When you know that Child Protective Services puts children in your care out of someone else's, that you didn't have the authority to stick them back in that person's care, because the only one that can do that was Child Protective Services through the court system, right? What did you learn? That you didn't know how much you had until it was all fucking gone? I think that's what you learned. Y'all, there was not abuse ever that I seen. Wow. There wasn't ever abuse that she's seen. Bullshit. Bullshit. I call bullshit. Because Leilani posted on her Facebook how she couldn't even horse around with her kids and her man without, being accused or looked at like she was doing something evil, right? So, there you go. Y'all, I've learned and I'm still learning about things I had no idea. Oh, I think you had every idea. And if you didn't, it's only because you were wrapped up all in yourself and not anyone else. Don't do drugs. Duh. Fucking duh. Really? There they are, hugging it out. They asked me if I could stay somewhere else. The feds wanted her out of the house, but she wasn't going to go. She wasn't going to go because she needed to know everything. She wanted to know and hear everything that was going on, right? So she wasn't going nowhere. I wanted to go all the way. I wanted to go all the way to trial. No plea deals. If she takes a plea deal, the truth may never come out. I need the truth. Really? This is your daughter. You should already know the truth, and I think you do know the truth. That's why you're at the babysitter's house saying, I think you did it to get your daughter off. That's why you were having Cher attack Danny to get your daughter off. That's why you were standing in the front yard giving your daughter that ugly fucking face. Right? The same one Don Wells was giving Candace. The bitch. I know you did it. Face. Yeah. You knew who to be mad at. You ain't kidding me. Yes, I'm praying for trial. Well, it doesn't matter what Billy Joe prays for because Leilani is the one that makes those decisions, right? Leilani's an adult. She's an adult. She makes that decision. If she wants to take a plea deal, she can take one. She can absolutely take one. That ain't up to Billy Joe. That's up to Leilani. Through trial. If anyone goes on stand, she's saying through trial, if anyone goes on stand, I want to look in their face, even Leilani's. Lady, you was looking in Leilani's face for fucking weeks after Quinton came up missing. She was right there in your house, right there with you. You had plenty of time to look in her fucking face, right? Plenty of time to question her. Plenty of time to get the truth out of her. Where the hell was you? What was you doing? Oh yeah, they are asking for funeral money. She said that she's going to get the name of the funeral home and the priest that's going to be praying over Quinton, holding the ceremony, and not priest. And she's going to let everybody know if you want to donate where to send the money to what funeral home. So, yeah. Matter of fact, I think I got it in here. You'll see it. Linda, I don't see anything that was unusual. And they were doing what they needed to do. Something I can't explain because I don't know what went wrong. Yeah. They weren't doing the damn thing they needed to do. They were up in your house doing everything fucking wrong. That's why you already had everything in place to kick them the hell out, right? They wasn't doing, you're contradicting yourself, Billy Joe. Right? It's just bullshit. You're trying to get yourself off by painting this fucking picture that ain't happening. And there was no abuse anytime I saw them. I know. I checked them. I loved them. Billy Joe, why would you check the kids for abuse if there was no abuse? You don't check kids for abuse if there isn't any abuse. How many grandmas in here are checking kids for abuse that ain't abused? I don't think anybody's checking people for abuse that ain't abused. That's crazy. Karen, I appreciate that. I'm not expecting money, but I will get the information to the funeral home and the pastors that are doing the services. There you go. So I guess you can ask for money and even money for the preachers. Thank you to everyone for being so kind. Well, of course, the people over there is going to be kind, right? They don't want to get blocked. Oh my gosh. Disgusting. Look at that. Love it, she says. Billy Joe, you're going to hell for lying. Aw. I guess she's sending some love, right? I guess so. Anyway, there you go. Now we're gonna hear her contradict herself. I'm good with it if they both go to effing jail. I want Leilani and Danny to go to jail, even if that means I go to jail. I'm good with it if both of them go to fucking jail.
I feel strongly about that. I feel, honestly and truthfully, Bubba, I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like there was an accident. I feel like something happened while Quinton was in the bathtub and he drowned. And
something in the bathtub. Oh, something went down that bathroom. And whatever it was, it led them to believe the baby was no longer here. So that's more than a drowning, Billy Joe. Right? That's more than a fucking drowning.
And they were both high. That's my theory.
Well, hell, they should just call the police if something like that happened.
Whenever you're high as hell, man, you do stupid shit. Even yourself, you a different person whenever you defending her. Because I'm not defending her. You know what I mean? But I know I'm not the same person on the...
Let me ask you, why are you getting emotional?
Because he's not here, he's just a baby. And I want him home. He's just a baby.
Leilani.
Yeah, he is just a baby. He is. They couldn't defend himself. You had custody and you didn't take care of him, right? You failed. You failed this little feller by leaving him with the very person that you got the custody away from because they couldn't take care of him. But that didn't bother you. That didn't bother you none. And this is what happened.
Leilani's my daughter, she's 22. She hasn't always done the right things. And sometimes she does really great, and sometimes she doesn't.
Sometimes she gets really crazy and does crazy shit, right? But she don't abuse them, and she never see him abused.
And I don't know what to think right now. I don't know what to believe, because I don't think anybody ever believes that this is going to happen to them. I don't know if I can trust her or if I don't.
I don't think I can trust her. I don't. Little too late. Don't sit out there and tell the news reporters that you don't think that you can trust her. You knew you couldn't trust her. You knew she was on drugs. You knew all about her and her sidekick Danny. You knew that they were undesirable pieces of shit. Hell, lady, you were trying to get them the fuck out of your house. They were supposed to be leaving. You were evicting their asses because you did know them. But you still left this baby in the care of them that you were supposed to be the angel of to protect these children and didn't. People just can't feel sorry for that, right? They can't feel sorry for that. Absolutely not.
I mean,
I just know I'm hurting, and I want this baby home.
We want
He's my
answers, and
baby.
we don't have answers.
We have a signal 56. Complaint advised her 1-year-old son is missing. She woke up, her door was open, advising he's unable to open the door. Think someone came in and took him.
Oh my gosh. Somebody took him. Bullshit. Right. Right. Exactly, beautiful sunflower. You would have been worried that they take those kids and move out. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, 5 hours to comment. Exactly. I'm gonna tell you, them creators that do that, they make me fucking laugh. They think that, that's to keep you from unsubscribing, right? That's to try to hold you there no matter how shitty they treat you. That's bullshit. And they probably plan on treating you pretty shitty, knowing they got that 5 hours on you too. That's why they do it. I don't.
Always done the right things. Sometimes.
I don't think that's a I don't think that's a hospital gown. I think that is just some jammies. I think that's just one of them either a robe or button up jammies for kids. Yeah, but it does look like the hospital type, right? I don't think it is though.
Investigators confirmed through DNA analysis that bones found at a landfill on November 18 in Savannah, Georgia, belong to missing toddler Quinton Simon, the FBI's Atlanta field office said Monday. The 20-month-old boy was originally reported missing on the morning of October 5 by his mother, 22-year-old Leilani Simon, who has since been arrested and charged with malice murder, concealing the death of another person, and other charges. The little boy's remains were found on November 18 following a 30-day search through the Superior landfill, a process that authorities called more grueling than anyone could have imagined. During that search, investigators combed through 1.2 million pounds of trash in grueling and hazardous working conditions. Leilani Simon was identified as a prime suspect early in the investigation and was arrested on November 21. Her son was last seen in the early morning hours of October 5 at a home in Savannah, where he lived with his mom's boyfriend, maternal grandparents, and siblings. Leilani Simon told a police dispatcher later that morning that she awoke to find her son gone and believed someone had entered the room and taken him, according to local news outlet WCJL. Law enforcement officers from the FBI, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Georgia Department of Natural Resources, and other agencies assisted in the investigation and search for the toddler. The Chatham County District Attorney is prosecuting Simon for murder and other charges.
There you go. You heard it for yourself, absolutely. They didn't say partial remains, they found his remains. They found the very bag he was in. What happens is when they're doing DNA, anyway, I don't want to get into that because that's grueling as well, and I don't want to think about it myself. But they found him. He was intact. What they found I'm sure everybody's going to be shocked what they found, to be honest. They're going to be super shocked. It must have been very bad. It must have been very very, very bad, you know. I know that when they covered the windows and they strobe a place, they're looking for blood. And when they say that they're pretty sure he's no longer with us, they must have found it, right? They definitely must have found it. We don't know what this baby went through, but they do. And the way the sheriff's eyes, that poor man, it's got to be horrifying. It's got to be horrifying. And they weren't waiting a second to get her arrested. It had to be really bad. I mean, actually, they had no rights to hold her until the DNA come back. To prove it absolutely was him, because it could have not have been, but they knew it was. They knew it was. They knew enough it was that they arrested her ass, right? But they still had, but legally, until the DNA was done to 100% verify it, she could have been free. They had no right. But when you don't know the law, that's what happens to you. But now they know for sure, so she's not getting out. That's for sure. She's not getting out. And I don't think she will, to be honest. Then again, I don't know. They let Casey Anthony out running around, right? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think they will. I think she probably will even be denied her bond in this case. Malice, murder, you're looking at no bond most of the time. So we'll wait and see on that one, right? Tonight, I'm dedicating tonight to Quinton. I was dedicating tonight to Quinton. I'm going to play out a song for Quinton. Tonight, because it is official, right? The DNA came back. It is official that Quinton is no longer with us. We know that 100% now. So, I like to take a moment of silence. I like to play out his video. Tonight's only going to be blue hearts for Quinton. And, yeah. So please show your support. Throw up the blue hearts as this video plays out for little Quinton. It will have a moment of silence at the beginning, candle burning. And, I like to say, pray for, him and the family, but I can't ask for prayer for the family that did something like this to a beautiful little boy. So please pray for him. Pray for us. Pray for us that we had to go through all of this because of such fucking evil humans like them. That's what I'm going to ask you to pray for tonight. Yeah, it's very sad, right? Very, very sad that this baby, that they did what they did to this beautiful, beautiful little boy. Very sad. And yes, he is in the arms of Jesus now. He absolutely is in the arms of Jesus. But he should have been here in the arms of people that love him. And he should have been able to enjoy his life just like Billy Joe enjoyed hers. Her daughter was enjoying hers. And every other human on this earth enjoys theirs, right? That was his life. He was entitled to it. And it got snuffed out by people that had no respect for him. That's sad. Absolutely sad. I do think some sins are unforgivable, right? I think sometimes they are unforgivable sins on this earth. That little boy captured the heart of so many who love him. We all love him, right? And if we could all love him, why did they not? What was their problem? I guess it's like that owl trying to figure out how many fucking licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll, right? I don't know. You know? I don't know. If we understood it, we'd be in fear of being like those people. So therefore, I thank God that we don't understand, right? We don't understand. Yeah. The last person he looked at was the one he loved the most. Probably his mommy. You're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I hope Billy Joe does not get any more children in her custody. I hope she don't. She is not responsible. She, she likes to think she's more responsible than her, more responsible human being than her daughter, but she's not. She's not. She was irresponsible as hell with her own children, irresponsible as hell with her grandchildren. And if somebody was to give her back a child, I don't know what I'd even think about that. I do not know. Look at this beautiful baby. Look at this beautiful baby. If you really want to know the real culprit, the real person, the real reason this baby's no longer with us, look at Billy Joe. She was the one he was in the care of, not Leilani. So at the end of the day, Billy Joe needs to blame herself, right? Not everyone else around her. Not even her daughter. Not even her daughter. She knew her daughter could not take care of those children or she wouldn't have had custody of them. And when you know something, you've got to do what it takes to protect those children. If Leilani was responsible enough for these children to be in her care, they wouldn't have ever been taken out of it. I know Billy Joe didn't see this coming. I know she didn't. No one probably could see this coming. But you ain't supposed to wait till something happens. You ain't supposed to wait to look back. Because you should have been looking forward. Common sense. If they were took out of her custody, that means she has supposed to have nothing to be doing with them. Make sure that happens. Make sure that happens when you've got children in your custody out of someone else's. I'm not saying don't let the parents see them. I'm saying just make sure you're supervised. Make sure you're there. If Billy Joe wanted Leilani to show her, how the hell is Leilani going to show Billy Joe anything when Billy Joe's not there to see it? That's what I'm talking about. You need to be there and see it. And if Child Protective Services decides that the children, you know, are safe to go home, go back to their mother, that's not on you. That's on them, right? That's on Child Protective Services, but this is not on Child Protective Services. This is on Billy Joe. This is on her. Absolutely. That this little baby is gone. You know, and Billy Joe is a listen to all of us, right? She's a listen to all of us. A lot of people might have made the same mistake if they wouldn't have been here and seen the mistake Billy Joe made, right? A lot of people might have made the mistake. I think sometimes, would I have made that mistake? I know, when I look at my little girl, how much I love her. I know how much I love my child. I know how much I love my sons. Could I have made the same mistake? Do I think I know them well enough to think they wouldn't have do something like that? Right? Could it have been a big shock? Could I have fell in the same trap? Maybe. I don't know. I can't say I wouldn't have. I cannot say I wouldn't have. Right? Because I ain't been there. I don't know what I would do. I love to say I wouldn't, absolutely, positively not. I love to say that. But I'm wise enough to know that I've said I wouldn't do things before and found out I was fucking right there doing something, right? So that's bullshit. We don't know what we might do or not do till we get there. Right? You'd be surprised. So, I don't know. I don't know. All I do know is, this beautiful baby's missing. And the very one that had the child in their custody failed them miserably in keeping them safe. And that was the grandmother, right? That was the grandmother. So, would I make that mistake? Would I make that mistake now? Hell no. After this? Hell no. Absolutely not. I mean, I don't think I would have anyway, because if I was to have custody of any of my children's children, I wouldn't withhold those children from their parents. Absolutely not, because they're not my children. Those children would belong to my children, right? They're my children's children. So I would not be ugly and not, and you're not come to see your kid. No, I wouldn't be like that. That's their child, and their child has every right to know and see their parents. I truly believe in that. So I definitely would want my children to see their children. And I definitely, but I would be there. If they're in my custody, I would say, look, I have to be there. I have to make sure. I mean, if I can't be there, then no, they won't be seeing you. But as long as I'm able to be there, keep an eye on them, I'm now appointed their guardian angel, right? Not their parent, but I'm now appointed their guardian angel. And if something happens to them, that's on me. So I'm going to be making damn sure nothing happens to them, right? And Billy Joe should have been doing that as well. Billy Joe should be doing that as well. That's the smart thing to do. And I think I would have done that anyway, whether I covered this case or not. And I think most grandparents would do that as well, I would hope. I don't know. But, it is what it is. And I don't know. I just pray really hard. I guess what I'm saying is, I think that any of us that have young daughters, I think what we need to do right now is get on our knees and pray to God they don't ever end up being a Leilani, right? Pray that they don't. Pray that your sons do not ever become a Danny, right? That's what you need to do. And I mean, don't just pray. Don't just pray. Make sure you know God's going to answer those prayers. Make sure you believe. Because you need to believe. So it won't ever happen. That's a scary thing. To think that you're raising trash like that. Yes, he is. That's true. That's true, beautiful sunflower. He absolutely, positively is. She raised two. Two in a row. Right? What the hell's wrong with that family? What the hell? Why are they so evil? Why are they so evil? I don't know. I feel very blessed. My children are wonderful, God-loving people in this world. Absolutely. I've got 4 children. I've got 4 children. All glory to God. My 4 children. Trust me. God raised my children. God actually raised my children. He absolutely had a hand in it all. He absolutely did. And I am so thankful, so blessed. I've got awesome children, and I thank God for that every day. Every day I thank God for that. I see these kids out here that I would not want. I'm not going to lie. I would not want them. They're mean. They're vicious. They got so many different types of issues. It's unbelievable. And all of it extends from the crushed foundation that was supposed to be strong and building them. But it was all crushed and only pulling them down and crushing them with it. It's bullshit. I think it was the environment as well. Yorkshire Rose. I really feel sorry. I really feel sorry for Billy Joe's children. I do. I feel sorry that they didn't have someone there, a real mom, a real dad to love them, hold them, keep them, raise them righteously, build them up instead of tearing them down, worrying about the children instead of oneself and one's drug problems and one's bullshit, right? I wish they could have been raised differently. And a good man would have still been alive. That the boy robbed, end up killing. And that baby right there that we're looking at, that beautiful baby, it would have still been here as well, right? It would have still been here as well. So yes, that makes our hearts sad, right? It's overwhelming to think about. And it's hard to accept. It's hard to accept that this little feller is no longer with us, right? That's just so fucking hard to accept. It's hard. But we have to accept it. We have to accept it. The only thing that makes us feel better is to know he's where we're all working to get. That's all we got. That's all we got to make us feel better, to keep us moving in life, is to know that they're in a better place, exactly where we're working to be one day as well. But when you look at that child, sometimes you feel like that ain't enough, right? When you look at him, you feel like that ain't enough. You want justice. You want this baby to get, justice. You want these people to be punished to the fullest extent for what happened to this child. Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I am. As hard as I try to have compassion, when I look at him, my compassion goes out the window. I'm not going to lie. It goes out the window. So I'm right there with you guys. It's just too hard to accept that someone could do such an evil, horrible thing to a child. And it's too hard to accept that the grandmother allowed it to happen by not being there and making sure he was protected the way he should have been protected. And she had people there willing to protect him and refuse to take it up and get it done, right? She refused to use the resources she had to keep that baby safe. And I don't care how much she wants everyone to hate on Leilani, to get the steam off of her. I'm not falling for it. I'm not going to fall for that. I'm not. It was her job to keep this child safe, and she failed. Her daughter would not be sitting in there ready to possibly get the death sentence. And this baby would not be in heaven now. Right? He's still been here. Blessing and touching so many other people's lives. Which he did that anyway, even in death, right? But we don't know. He could have this baby could have been the one that's going to have a cure for a lot of diseases one day, right? He could have been the one that was going to come up with a cure. Well, we ain't going to get that cure now, right? We ain't going to get it now. Leilani destroyed it. And she destroyed it because her mother gave her the opportunity to do so. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm sure that, you know, I'm sure that I don't think that they have released his body yet. I mean, they done the DNA. They know it's him, but they still have to figure out, unless it's real evident, they still got to figure out the cause of death. Now, if they release his body this soon, if they really release it this soon to a funeral home, that means they didn't even have to do an autopsy to know what killed him, right? They already, I mean, it was like visible to see what did it. That's a scary thought. Yeah, it is. Oh, Judy, that is beautiful. That is beautiful that they were able to, you know, they were able to do all they could for your daughter, and she's doing so well. Absolutely. It's amazing. It's amazing. His service is pending. That means that that means that they're still doing the autopsy and everything, trying to figure out how and, you know, he actually passed away. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yeah, because if it was evident, then whoa, wouldn't have been good. Oh, I appreciate that, Yorkshire Rose. It is a beautiful pick, right? It's a beautiful pick we made. Absolutely. All right, everyone. I did dedicate tonight to Quinton. I wanted to, I wanted to take time and make everything about him. He deserved that. He deserves, you know, his time. He deserves his time, and today is his time. We know that the DNA came back today. It absolutely positively was him, and he deserves everything to be about him. After all he went through with these people, he deserves time spent just on him. So, as I ask every night, I'm going to ask that you continue to keep those prayers going up for Summer, though, as well. She has not been found. She still needs us, right? She still needs us. I'm going to see what I can do to get on Donald and Candace to make sure that they fight for her reward fund, to get it back in place. I think that's the least they could do for her. And as I said, just keep those prayers going up. God's let us find Quinton. From what I understand, it's possibly they found Monkey. We don't know. In the middle of this week, supposed to be a news briefing, and we're supposed to learn more about that. So, we might find that they found him. We don't know. We don't know yet. So, let's keep prayers going up for Monkey as well. Let's keep them prayers going up for him as well. And that they do find him as well, right? And it sounds like they found the culprit that did what they did to little Monkey. So, hopefully they find him, his remains as well, so he can be put to rest. But Summer's still missing. She's still missing. Please keep those prayers going up. I know at some point At some point, God's going to answer. He is going to answer. Just let him know we ain't giving up on her, right? Let's let him know we're not giving up on her. You know? And we don't know why he ain't letting her come forth, but let's keep them prayers going. Get faith for her. Faith. Right? Got to keep the faith. God knows if you have faith or not. Like I said, a prayer without faith, without knowing God's going to answer. If you don't know God's going to answer when you say that prayer, he probably ain't. So please, when you pray for her, have faith that he's going to answer us. That's what I ask. We need to find her. Wherever she's at, we need to find her. She deserves to be laid to rest as well, right? She deserves to be laid to rest as well. I will be putting up the funeral home, the information on the funeral home, where Quinton is to be buried. If anyone would like to donate, help put this little guy to rest, I surely recommend it. He deserves to be put down like a prince. So everybody and anybody that can help, please do help. Please do. That's what I'm asking. The money is not going to Billy Joe. It's going to the funeral parlor, the funeral home, to give him, for Quinton, to give Quinton a beautiful funeral. So let's make sure that happens for this little feller. That's the least we can do. All right, everyone. We'll meet back up here again tomorrow night. God bless. Much love. I appreciate everyone for coming here. And beautiful Sunflower, I appreciate you sticking it out with me this whole evening on Yorkshire Rose. We got some beautiful mods in here. Beautiful mods. And I appreciate each and every last one of you. You guys are so awesome. And God bless. God bless. I don't know if I pulled up this super chat here. I can't remember because I've been focusing so much, and I'm so beside myself with what they done to this baby. You know, I had to actually take a break today when I found out that it was 100% him. I had to take a break. I had to take a while, get my shit together, right? It was hard. It's hard. We love these kids so much, right? They become our family. And it's hard, you know, for all of us. I mean, I think a whole lot of us had tears in our eyes today. A whole lot of us. I think a whole lot of us had to pull ourselves back together, right? Because it was real. Real. I know I did. This hasn't been easy. So, I don't know if I did or not, but I'm going to pull it up now. And I surely appreciate that, sweetheart. Absolutely. And thank you, PG. We love you. Hey, I love all of you as well. God bless. God bless each and every one. God bless us all, right? And much love. Good night, everybody. We're out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Amen. God willing. God willing. We'll be all back here tomorrow. And I sure hope he's willing. Pray for one another as well, especially little sweet Norway. And UFC hasn't been back. I haven't seen him. Let's pray for him. He was having some things, and I am worried for him as well. Pray for one another. Know that PG's always praying for you. Good night.